2 of the identity shift. So we had some technical difficulties yesterday. I did a 20-minute class. You only got 5 minutes, but that's okay. I was just setting the foundation. You guys got who I am, what SASSY Method is, and the definitions of our 3 core pillars of identity. So we'll just jump right in. So fresh identity is described as intentionally defining the ideal self through your values, habits, and behaviors, and aligning with daily actions and aligning our daily actions with new vision. I sure hope this is working. You know what? Let me see if I can go to YouTube and I see myself live, because I was so bummed to lose all that and I don't see you guys in here. But this is a class that I decided to do because I do my own work this way. And sorry guys, I just want to see. Okay, it says I'm live. It looks like it's running. Okay, we're good. So I just like to do this type of work for myself. And I thought, why not share? When you put pen to paper and really get into the nitty-gritty of things, you give yourself an opportunity to actually make the change that you want to see, and not just hypothetically talk about it. Because sometimes when we talk about things, it sounds good to our minds, but then we forget about it. When you write things down, it activates our RAS, which is our reticular activation system. So it cements things in a particular way that has us actually moving forward. The thing is, when we have a hidden habitual behavior, we don't know we're doing it because we're used to doing it. So if you're used to doing something, or you have a knee-jerk reaction to things, or feel a particular way, how will you really know to change it if you don't examine it? Because if you keep doing the same things, you'll keep getting the same results. And the idea is to get different results. So that's what this is about here. And so day 2, this is the breakdown. I titled this the breakdown because we're gonna get into the nitty gritty. Okay, so the idea with this is to tune yourself into your original nature. We talked about conditioning yesterday. It's, we get conditioned through our parents. We get conditioned through society. This is society. This is how you should be. This is how you should act. This is what you should do. This is what even religion. If you're not doing things this way, you got to perform this way. There's shame here and there. There's just all types of little things and messaging that we get throughout our life that influences us. And sometimes that stuff is not even ours. So today we're gonna tap into our true nature, who we really are in this time. We've grown, we've gained wisdom, we have way different experiences. And now it's time for us to get into that and see where we're at. So the first thing we're gonna do, since your identity is a unique set of physical, psychological, and social characteristics, beliefs, experiences, and roles that define who a person or a group is, we're gonna get into exactly that: beliefs, experiences, and roles. Oh, I see you guys in here. Yay. It was just me for a minute. I came on yesterday and YouTube only gave 5 minutes of my 20-minute class. So I just did a quick recap. So I'm just sharing here that beliefs, experiences, and roles. So if you're interested in this and you want to get your pen to paper together because you're ready to shift the habits that are keeping you in spaces that you don't want to be in anymore, let's get into it. So in your first column, beliefs, I did this for myself as well. What are your beliefs in life? I like that. I like that energy. Let's go. So what are your beliefs? A lot of the times our beliefs have been fed to us from people and institutions and things outside of us. What are your beliefs? I'm going to tell you some of mine, but I want you to write down yours for yourself. Some of mine are freedom, self-trust, abundance, growth, and learning. I believe in freedom so much. Anything I've ever done and created has been birthed from the idea of freedom. I want everybody that's around me to feel free to be themselves. They deserve it. We deserve it. I want you to feel free in your expression. I like to feel free. I like to create spaces that create freedom. That is one of my core pillars. That is one of my beliefs. Self-trust, that's huge. When you trust yourself, you need that. You need that in this world. Growth and learning. I'm always going to grow. I'm always going to read. SASSY Method is my life coaching program that I created, and it's an acronym. And the third S in SASSY stands for Supplanted. And that's what my name means, to supersede and replace. So I'm always going to put the effort to grow and learn. This is who I really am, even down to the meaning of my name. And I put long-term vision because I believe that's important, and consistency. So you guys share with me in the chat, what are some of your core beliefs now that you've heard some of mine? Yuki. Yeah, I'm talking to you guys. What does anybody want to share any of their beliefs in the chat? And if you don't want to share, that's okay. At least write them down. Because the whole point of this is for us to tune into our original nature. So write down your beliefs. What are your beliefs about life? You heard some of mine are freedom, self-trust, abundance, learning. What are some of yours? Because if we are going to experience an identity shift, we got to know what's working and what's not, what we're about and what we ain't no more. So now that you guys have had some time with that, let's move on to experiences. What do you want to experience? What excites you to experience? What lights you up? How do you like to feel when it comes to experiences? What do you embody? So I want you to write that down. Experiences. You guys see how I did it. I'm sharing with you so you can see my columns. Some of my, Yuki, I really want you to get some bread. Baby, I am here for the bread. I love bread too. Some of the experiences that I wrote down, fun. Baby, one thing I'm gonna do is have fun. I used to, and this is what I mean about tuning into your true nature, because I remember telling my dad, and I love my dad, but he's a 20-year retired Marine, okay? He's a Taurus, he's a Maroon, and he got a little Gemini child. I'm all over the place. So I told my dad, well, I don't want to do this type of work or that type of work if it's not fun. And he was like, well, work is not supposed to be fun. You got to do. Imagine if I took that advice. No, thank you. I have different beliefs, and I would prefer to operate from beliefs and experiences that work for me. I like to have fun, whether it's work or anything else. I do believe that we are meant to have fun, and whatever I do, we're sprinkling the fun in, okay? I wake up in the mornings and walk around my house with a magic wand. I grow up for what? Some of my experiences are magical. I love when things feel magical, when they flow and they feel, when things just feel magical, even if it's a beautiful sunset. I remember I used to stay in Santa Monica right on the beach for a short period of time, and it was a really windy day. But by evening, the sand, if you guys have seen Santa Monica, it's just endless, this massive sand. It looked like, the whole sand looked like ripples and waves. It just looked and felt so magical to look at the sand look almost like zebra stripes. It was insane. Magical experiences, luxurious experiences, spontaneous experiences, having hobbies, whether they're curated or random, and calm experiences. I like when I feel calm, grounded, and centered. So I hope you guys were able to write down some of your experiences. If you want to share the way you like to experience things, go ahead and type so below in the chat, because I'd love to see it. Opinion? Oh, basketball, okay. Magic bread. Yuki, you going off about that bread. Can I learn how to make bread? That'd be fun. That's something I want to try. That's like a fun little random spontaneous hobby. I heard making sourdough is like a whole thing I'd love to try. Okay, and the last we're going to is roles. What type of roles do you carry in yourself, in your community, in your household for you? I put a facilitator and a host. Your girl puts on amazing parties. I've been gathering people since the McDonald's playground party when I was 5 years old. I get the people together. Hosting, doing the thing. I put a rebel, because I'm a challenger. I challenge everything. I don't take anything I hear or see at face value. I'm a critical thinker. So I guess I consider myself a little bit of a rebel when it comes to the role I play in my life and the life of others. I'm almost sleeping the whole time. Well, this is a class. Class is so boring, but you can make it fun. We're having an identity shift here. Being generous. One of my roles in life is being generous, being a helper. So what about you? What roles do you play in your life and the roles of others? I put lighthearted, emotionally mature, safe, and problem solver, us versus the issue. So these are ways that I show up. What about for you guys? Because this, I hope you made a list, because what we're gonna do next is talk about behavior. We talked about behavior yesterday, and we spoke about, so let me just give you the definition in behavior. An observable response, action, or conduct, speaking, moving, and cognitive processes representative of how one acts or functions in specific situations. So with this being the breakdown portion of our identity shift, wouldn't how you show up, how you act or function in certain situations mean something? I would think so. So the whole point of us taking those columns and breaking down our identity into beliefs, experiences, and roles that are tailor-made to us, that are tuned into our original nature, who we are, what we like, what we are about, and being honest about that. We broke that down just now. Beliefs, experiences, roles. Now what I want you to do is tell me if you like my hoodie and my notebook, because if you click in the description, you can get your honey lips stuff. I had to plug it because I just saw everything looking so cute here. But this is a reminder to speak sweetly over your life. Can we talk about our lips being dripped in honey? Imagine that. Moving right along. The link for it is in the bio, the description below. So when it comes to behaviors, y'all ready for this? Take whatever you put in your beliefs, experiences, and roles column and put an asterisk by any of those things that you struggle with. Maybe you struggle to have a good time. Maybe you struggle to really always be the leader. Maybe you struggle, any of those that you had on the list. If it's not easy for you or you find that to be bumpy for you in times and season, I want you to put an asterisk by it. Because what we're gonna do is break down what happens when you do that. What happens when some of your things that you believe about your life, the experiences you know you wanna have, and the roles you know you show up as, what happens when some of those things get sticky for you and why? Well, let's figure it out. So for example, I told you guys one of my beliefs was long-term vision. I believe in that. I see the value in it, understand why people do it, and it's important to me. However, I gotta be real with myself. All the other stuff is easy for me. Freedom, self-trust, abundance, growth, learning, I'm gonna do all that. But when it comes to long-term vision, that's where I get sticky. So I put that down in my behaviors. I know that when it comes time to talk about long-term vision, I get restless, overwhelmed, short-sighted, and very unpractical. Now, if I'm having an identity shift, wouldn't it be smart for me to know that about myself so I can make a little change, just a little tweak in how I'm approaching things? Maybe, and I want you guys, this is not about me. I am giving you these examples because you guys should be doing this about you. I want you guys to be putting your own pen to paper about your own selves, your own beliefs, and what you're doing, because it will really help you get a view on who you are and see what 1 degree of change you need to make to stop experiencing the stuff you don't want to experience and lean into a new identity and experience something better. I like to lay it out so I can see it. And for me to be an even better version and experience more of what I want to experience, I believe that I need to clean up my beliefs on long-term vision. Some point in my life, my ego was probably trying to protect me from something. Maybe I lost something. Maybe I didn't do well at something. Maybe I failed at something that made me believe I couldn't achieve things in a particular way. And I just stuck with it. So now when I hear about long-term vision, I get restless, I get overwhelmed. It almost feels like something that's too much for me. But is that true? We have to ask ourselves, is that true? And the reality is it's not. I'm very capable. So I can't let my fears or past experiences continue to deter me from some of the things that I need to do because it's uncomfortable. The way I just broke things down, the way I hope you're breaking things down at home is a pathway out of that. Oh my gosh, you guys in the comments. So another one under experiences, let's see. Well, I won't share that one. It's a little personal. But when it comes to roles, lighthearted. The majority of the time, I'm lighthearted. But when that becomes a struggle for me, I had to be honest. I still have stuff that makes me feel some kind of way when that stuff is touched. When you have a knee-jerk reaction to something, or you're feeling agitated because of something somebody said or somebody did, it's just touching your stuff that's already there. This is an opportunity to examine what you have going on within you if you want to remain self-aware. So I know that I still have some of that stuff going on. As lighthearted as I want to be, sometimes I'm triggered when I'm triggered. So just being aware of that and asking myself in those moments, like, am I really threatened right now? Is what's going on true? Is what they said true? Is what is happening? Is this really going to take me out? Can you handle this? And the answer normally is I can. Me and my friend were talking on the phone before I got on this, and he was talking about let stuff roll off your back like a water on a duck. You guys know what I'm talking about. Let stuff roll off your back like water rolls off a duck's back. Let's see, can I ask you something? Please do. I'm really here to share because I absolutely believe that this is helpful information, and I'm giving it to you all for free. I'm not trying to set you up to buy something. I'm not hiding anything from you so you can find out later. I just think this is really cool, and it's helped me so much, and I'm doing the same thing, and I want to share with you. Well, I'm triggered by you. Damn, you're so beautiful. Thank you. No, I didn't. Okay, so now that you guys have made your columns of your beliefs, your experiences, and your roles, and you asterisk by which one of those can be challenging for you, and then you wrote down under your behavior what those challenges are, we are ready to move on. That's something you can examine. This is the most intel that you will get on yourself for yourself. Nobody can do this but you, unless you want to continue living your life having everybody else tell you what to do and what you need to be doing and how it needs to look and I don't want that. I like my freedom. I trust myself. I like autonomy. And nobody can tell me what to do like I can tell me how to move. You know what I mean? Nobody knows you as well as you know you. So advice, it goes only so far, right? Because nobody knows your intricate details of who you are. But if you want to continue to evolve, you got to know who you are and what you got going on. And that's the work we're doing today. Identity shift, say hey. Last thing we're going to do for today is address our values. And I was really excited about this because I've had clients where once we went over their standards and values and refined that, they were in, and they're still in, long-term relationships simply because they had to assess their priorities and move accordingly. So in one season, it was so hard for them to get aligned. And then now, see, Yuki, now we're here. You value bread. I know you better write that down. Is Yuki going to the restaurant if there's no bread? Probably not. Bread is important. So let me read the definition of value because I love a good definition. The worth, importance, usefulness, or merit of something. Moral principles, beliefs as a verb to estimate worth or hold in high regard. What do you hold in high regard? What are some of your values? I can share some of mine, and then I also pulled up some different ones just because, I mean, everybody's gonna be different, right? If you don't want to type in the chat what some of your values are, which I would love if you did so I can read them, I at least hope you're writing them down for yourself. Because anytime anything falls outside of that, you need to ask yourself if that's where you want to be and if it's what you're trying to do. Okay, so some of my values I'll share a few, and then I'll share some from this list. So in case you guys want to be guided and choose some that fit you. I value freedom. We talked about that. Transparency, communication, growth, vision, awareness, playfulness, respect, community, kindness. These are values that I find to be important. Maybe playfulness is not a big deal to you. If somebody is so serious that they're annoyed by playfulness, why would I put myself, I mean, if I have to work with you and we're in an environment where we have to be around each other, sure, can we make it work? Cool, but I can't marry a man who's allergic to playfulness. I'm playful. You're gonna be annoyed with me every day. Like, girl, grow up. No. Some other values are generosity, integrity, education, well-being, authenticity, achievement, balance, beauty, boldness, compassion. What else? I hope you guys are writing down. Openness, wealth, wisdom, security, self-respect. So these are just an idea of some values. I value God. That's great. I love that. I love that. I wrote down, tap into the part of you that knows. You don't teach a plant to grow, you just give it what it needs. But the world tries to do that, doesn't it? The world tries to teach you how to grow, but you just grow. We don't need to tell a rose bush how to grow and what they need to do and what it needs to look like and they should wear this and it just grows. So the practices I'm sharing with you are very personalized because this is your alignment on paper. I know. This is the stuff that makes me excited. This is the work. Okay, so now that we have all of that out, you guys have a really good picture as to who you are, how you want to function, and tuned into your original nature. What you just wrote down is a snapshot of your identity because you were able to share what's important to you, your beliefs, experiences, and roles, which behaviors are out of alignment, and what values are important to you. That's it. That's your identity right there. I always tell people change doesn't have to be this massive overhaul. Sometimes it's just 1 degree of something different. It's just little. If a ship is headed to area B, going from A to B, if you change the direction of that ship by 1 degree, by the time it gets to the definition, it's going to be at L or K or Z. It doesn't take much, but over time, these are the habits that compound and become the new life that you want. Not even like all the way the new life, but the new life kind of, depending on how far you want to go with it. Some people really do want to change the whole thing, and sometimes it's just you need a little bit. Just a touch of love, a little bit. It's just a little bit. And you'll be more in alignment with where you want to be because you did the work. So that's really the gist of it. Now, tomorrow, what I love to talk about is the obstacle, because it's so fun to be like, do this, do that. Yeah. But the reality is, there are things that always get in the way that stop us from that and take us off course. So, tomorrow, we're talking about the obstacle that gets in the way of everything that I shared yesterday and today. So you can be aware of those. If you know where the speed bumps are, you know how to ride them. You know what I mean? Thank you guys so much for tuning in and joining in the chat. I'm just happy that my stream worked. I pray the upload goes well, because you can always catch the replay or share it with a friend if you found this valuable. And I will be back tomorrow, same time, same place, to talk about the obstacle and the completion. So the last thing I will tell you that you guys didn't get yesterday because this stream cut off is everything that you wrote down today. Think about that tonight. Before you go to bed, don't think about all the things you hate. Don't think about everything that went wrong. Don't think about what you wish you could have done differently in the day. Think about where you want to be, how you want to feel, what you want to experience, the roles you see yourself playing in your life and in the lives of others, in your household. What is really valuable to you? Not what somebody else thinks you should value. Not what society says should be the most important. How do you feel? And just sit with that. And tomorrow we'll talk about all the things that are in the way. Follow me at SASSY Method on Instagram. There's so many links and everything in the description below. 5 p.m. Central Time, which is 30 minutes ago now. So this was about a 26-minute class, but I'll be here same time, same place tomorrow. The link is on my page, so you can set your notification. It'll tell you when I'm going live, but it'll be 5 p.m. Central. And we will wrap this thing up. I'm so grateful that you guys joined and took the time to listen to me go on and on about stuff that I think is beneficial to our lives. And again, if you want the hoodie, I have notebooks, the description below, you can click and find that and all kinds of stuff. So see you tomorrow, same time, same place. Bye.